In him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. And may God speak to us today from this brief reading of his holy word. May his name ever be praised. Amen. For the evidence that God exists is as certain as the back of your hand exists. As you know, it was only a couple of decades ago that Dr. Francis Crick and his co-laborer received the Nobel Prize for having discovered what? DNA. That double helix, like two circular stairways, that exist in the nucleus of every one of the several trillion cells in your body, and that contains all of the information for all of the various parts of our body, for every cell in our body. And this is the most complex molecule that has ever been discovered by man, and probably ever will be discovered. And though it is so tiny as to exist inside the nucleus of a cell, the cell itself being microscopic, that nevertheless, if it were taken out of the nucleus and stretched out, it would be about 6.5 feet long. And you have several trillions of those in your body. It is absolutely phenomenally complex. Dr. Francis Crick, Nobel laureate for having discovered DNA, decided to ascertain what were the probabilities of such an incredibly complex molecule coming into existence by chance. Keep in mind that just 100 years or so ago, Darwin referred to the simple single cell and had no concept of the incredible complexity of every human cell, which, as one evolutionist said, the cell is more complex than any machine that man has ever made, or than any machine that man has ever dreamt of making. And in this age of giant computers, that is quite a statement. So, Francis Crick began to do the probabilities of that cell coming into existence, that single molecule, one single molecule, albeit the most complex one, in the even more complex cell, of that coming into existence by chance in the entire history of the earth. And he concluded that there was no chance at all of this happening whatsoever. No way, Jose, that was the scientific expression for it. It never could have happened.